Shall I just plug this in? What kind of sounds is it going to make? Hi, Jason here from Thomann Synthesizers, and welcome to my home studio, The Sticks. What if you only had an hour with a synth? What kind of crazy sounds could you come up with? And what if you spent a bit longer? How much further down the rabbit hole could you go? And where would that journey take you? Well, today we'll be looking at the rather feline Behringer cat, a clone of the octave cat, produced from 1976 to 1981. Often thought of as a clone of the ARP Odyssey. I wonder if that's Uli's little joke. A clone. In actual fact, there's a lot of differences too, which make it a worthy classic in its own right. So let's dive straight in with my first hour. Well, yes, I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. Very classic, fat-sounding analog synth. The journey definitely kept me on a very heavy bass path for a lot of the time. I did try and break out of that and use some arpeggios off my BeatStep Pro to try and coax other things out, but then back into bass, back out again. Some sound effects. The white noise is lush, as you would have heard, the sample and hold. Real kind of interesting sounds, which, you know, take you within that classic mono synth world. So what has it got? Fat VCOs. 2 off with enormously wide-ranging frequency, 7 mixable waveforms to create some really interesting sounds. The filter, enormous resonance up there. Snappy envelopes. A natural bass monster with some leanings towards, towards the kind of more esoteric and more effecty sounds. But let's dive back in and see what the next phase gets us. So given more time, yes, its vintage roots definitely showed. Some really exciting, way out sound effects, great arpeggios. The lead sounds were all there. The geophonic aspect of it was really nice, and it did take me to, to some really interesting places. What do you think? What do you think of what you've heard? Comments below. Is it the sort of thing that will set your world alight? Definitely sets mine on fire. Please, yeah. And what sort of track would you make with that? You saw how fat those basses were. You want to go drum and bass? You want techno? You want to go like full kind of like disco? You can do that. And all way out stuff in between. So yeah, unique selling point, I think, for me on this has to be the modulation routing and the fact that it's just there. 7 mixable waveforms. Yeah, I'm looking at it. It's on the desk next to me. If you're wondering where I am looking, I'm looking at it lovingly. Thanks very much for sharing this journey with me. I hope you've enjoyed it. Go find one of these. Go plug it in, headphones. You know the drill. Give yourself an hour. Give yourself 10 more minutes. If you haven't already done so, please consider subscribing. Like the video, share it. And until the next time, this is The Cat's Meow.